tuning into the Playeressence Vidcast, episode number 20. We are here once again to deliver all the best gaming news and opinions from the web. So, Hero, how you doing?
Good.
This is Hero the Implaer, my co-host. I am Furious Francis, and we're here to get it on here. So, first topic, we've got some housekeeping. Opinion articles. Check it out on the site if you haven't done it yet. We have the Xbox 720 and PS4 need powerful hardware. The Wii U doesn't. Wrote an article on that, just discussing how Nintendo's games don't need all the extra processing power and things like that. They just need to have good graphics and play great. And the Wii U set up for that. PS4 and Xbox 720, they need that stuff. So wrote an article on that. Check it out. Rayman Legends. Wrote an article on that. We just found out today. It got delayed. So it's been delayed till September. And I wrote an article on how Ubisoft has sent out Rayman Legends to die. So that's definitely going to be happening. Next on the opinion articles, we have PlayStation All-Stars. I wrote an article about that, how it should have been a shameless Smash Bros. Clone. More people probably would have bought it. Sales aren't doing so good. Sony's cut ties with them. So wrote an article based just saying what they should have done differently in the game. All right. So that wraps it up for the opinion articles. We're going to move on to Playeressence now, where we go over the top stories for the week.
Know what you're playing?
Yeah, actually, real quick, what you playing? What are you playing, Dom?
Well, my brother, I hate him. He got me one of the hardest games ever made on Saturday. He got me Ghosts and Goblins for the NES, and Lord help me. I have not been that frustrated since I bought Dark Souls 3-4 years ago. Okay? That game is hard.
All I gotta say, dude, is the Angry Video Game Nerd episode of Ghosts and Goblins nails it on the head with that game, man. Personally, I played it when I was a kid, got destroyed, didn't even get past level 2. I'm done, and I'm never gonna go back to that game.
Yeah, I've only made it to the end of level 4 once, and I'm stuck. But yeah, I've been playing that obviously since the Revolution DLC came out, which I did for you viewers. I put up a Revolution just playing, kind of giving like an overview of what it's about and what it gives you and whatnot.
Check out our YouTube channel for that.
Yeah.
You'll see it on there.
Yeah, check that out. I've been playing that. And because of what is coming out on Tuesday, I am crunching to beat Darksiders 2 before Tuesday.
Because we got some Aliens Glowing Marines coming out on Tuesday, so Dom's going to be taking care of that. All right. Anything else?
No, that's about it.
That's about it. Mine's real quick as far as what I've been playing. I've been playing a lot of Borderlands 2. It's a cool game. I've been playing it more. I've been playing it solo because I don't have any friends. So I've been playing it solo. And really, that's it. Really haven't played much of anything else. Played some more of I beat New Super Mario Bros. U finally. Beat that. Great ending. Really weird game that it always ends the same, which is funny in every single one of the New Super Mario Bros. Games. Same thing. But it's still fun. It's really, and now I'm kind of going through and getting all those, like the star coins and things like that. And really, that's it. That's all I've been playing are those two games.
Mass Effect?
No, I'm waiting because they're going to release new DLC for Mass Effect, so I just want to wait, get that DLC in, get that stuff done with, and then beat the game and do more stuff. So, yeah. So definitely going to get more into Mass Effect once they release the new DLC. All right, so now we're going to move into Playeressence now, where we go over all of the best gaming news for the week. And the first topic we're going to talk about is Assassin's Creed. It's coming this year. It's actually coming this physical year, so it'll come before April 2014, and it's featuring a new new cast, new characters, new main story, new setting,
new time
period. Everything is all new in the game. The Ubisoft CEO announced the game and said, but he didn't say what console it's coming to. So we don't know if it's going to come to the, PS4 and Xbox 720, PC, Wii U. We don't really know. So it's in a weird period because, it's probably better for them to release it on the PS3 and 360. But then again, the gamers probably want something, new to play on their next system. So it could be a big system seller for the PS4 and the Xbox 720. I don't know what to think. I think it's coming. I mean, they can't put it on all of them. I think they should probably, if it comes out this year, they should probably just keep it on the PS3 and 360.
Probably.
But if it comes, because he said it's before the end of next year or before April of 2014. So if it comes out 2014, you might want to think about porting it over to.
Yeah,
you know,
720 and
yeah.
PS4 maybe.
Yeah. So
maybe by then the Wii U, who knows? But
yeah. So
I'm not gonna lie, I've never played any of the Assassin's Creed, so I really don't care for any of them. I mean, I've been told they're really good games, but I just never got into them.
I've played Assassin's Creed 3 and I thought it was cool. I've also played Assassin's Creed 2 and I thought they were cool. It's just not my cup of tea. I'm not big on auto jumping, and Assassin's Creed is one big auto jump fest. So
like another Uncharted.
Yeah, well, open world, type. I mean, that's the norm. There's no such thing as platforming anymore in today's games. So that's that. Next, we're gonna move on to The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt was announced. It's a completely open world game that does not have chapters or anything like that. So it's just gonna be kind of like Skyrim.
Yeah.
So they kind of go into the open world, and it from the beginning screenshots that I'll be posting that you'll be seeing right now. It didn't look, because this is a next gen game. This is a PS4, Xbox 720 PC game. It's built using the new CD Projekt Red 3 engine, and from the screenshots, it doesn't look like it's a big leap over what we currently have. But those are the beginning dev kits, so they did say that they're going to be fine tuning.
They'll be getting better.
Yeah, they'll be getting better and better
as the year goes on. And whatnot.
Yeah, as it gets closer to release, it's definitely going to be more. Next gen-ish, if you want to say that. So that's that. So the next news is we got Final Fantasy Versus 13 is probably going next gen.
Another Final Fantasy.
Another Final Fantasy, but not the lame Final Fantasies like we're used to with Lightning Returns and Final Fantasy 13. And
10-2-2.
Hey, a lot of people like 10-2, but
I do. 10-2-2 and 10-2-2-2.
This one, Final Fantasy Versus, looks amazing. I'm a huge fan of this game, and it might be going on the PS4. We don't know if there's going to be a simultaneous release between the PS3 and PS4. We don't know if it might be, ported to.
Well, see, that might be a good business decision for them to make it only on the PS4, because they've ruined the PS3 with Final Fantasy Lightning Returns. So let's release the PS4 with a good Final Fantasy. Not
start new.
Yeah, start new and fresh.
Yeah, because Square Enix dropped the ball this generation, man. They released so many crappy RPGs. Like, they released Last Remnant. They released Infinite Undiscovery. They released Final Fantasy 13. Like, the amount of crap that they've put out. They published one good RPG that I can think of on consoles. One good one, and that was Star Ocean 4 till the end of the Last Hope, which was freaking awesome, but that was made by Tri-Ace. That is not Square Enix's internal. That's Tri-Ace. So, I mean, they just published it, so they didn't even really make that game. So yeah, I'm excited for Final Fantasy Versus, and hopefully it does come out on the. Personally, I would like a PS3 version just so I can play the game like as fast as possible, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to just fork down the money for a PS4 like right off the bat. I don't know how much it's going to cost, so hopefully they make a PS3 version and they do like maybe an updated PS4 version, or either way. I mean, I'm not really sure.
I still think that they should just screw the PS3 idea and throw it straight to PS4.
It could be that the PS3 can't handle the game. I mean, why else would it be this much turbulence? It could be because it is an open world game. And they did make the excuse with Final Fantasy 13 is that the reason why the game isn't so open world is because, or like have like HD towns like the other ones did, is they said, oh well, it takes too much time. It's hard to do HD towns. And people are like, oh, that's BS, But maybe there's a little bit of truth to that, to doing like huge like towns like the other Final Fantasies had on an HD console. That does take a lot of time and
money
and resources. I mean, in the PS3, while a strong system, there are limiting factors of a PS3.
Well, there's limiting factors at every console. There's limiting factors of the 360, the Wii U, and everything.
But if you put it on the PS4, that's going to have a lot more RAM. It's going to have a lot more. Maybe they'll be able to have the space and the assets for all of that stuff.
Well, see, the thing is if my thinking is if they throw it on the PS3, if they can even make it happen before the PS4 even comes out, one, it'll probably be not as good looking. Two,
although it looks very good.
Two, it'll probably be like freaking. No, I don't even want to say laggy, but it'll be like how Fallout was.
Some glitches here and there.
Yeah, real glitchy because it's just you're pushing the PS3 to its absolute max, and it's like.
And it's not a shooter, like it's an open world RPG.
Yeah, it's not like a stage takes so much time, RAM, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is a whole world you have to load, keep running while you play this game, and there are so many different like enemies and fighting and bosses and towns and shop and all this other stuff that I don't think the PS3. I agree with you. PS3 probably can't handle it.
Mm-hmm.
It probably could they run it on PS3? Yes. Would the PS3 explode afterward? Probably,
well,
because
there's a reason why.
Unless the only thing they could do is put it on more than one disc, but even then that would ruin the open world aspect. Because like on one side of the world, you gotta be on disc too.
Well, they did that with Xbox 360. I think the more it's just like the it doesn't have the RAM, it doesn't have the stuff to compete at that level. I mean, obviously, if this game was made for like PC, it'd be no problem. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. It's made for the PS3. It's made in consoles. So, I mean, we'll see. There's a reason why there's not many open world games, on the 3. There's a reason why there's not many open world RPGs and open world games on the Xbox 360 and PS3 that are like RPGs where you need to go to multiple different places. I mean, usually you'll have like those sandbox style games like GTA, and stuff like that, or like Fallout or Skyrim. But I mean, those games. What Final Fantasy Versus is doing and like what Fallout does, I mean, they're completely two different things, man. Like they're technically.
There's a lot more going on in Final Fantasy than there would ever in Fallout. I mean, don't get me wrong, Fallout is it's a complicated game, but it's not so complicated where it's like, oh man, but
it's very complicated. It's complicated though because of all the tech problems they have with the game. I mean, the game is Fallout games are glitchy, Skyrim games are glitchy just because there's so much stuff.
Well, yeah, there's so much they gotta load all at once and keep running them, and that's all I'm saying. Like, and that's a personal experience with me in Fallout is you'll go to an area and it'll pause and have to load, and you see the little symbol, and when it's done loading, the grass won't be there, or some of the textures won't be there until 3 minutes later or 4 minutes later they'll just appear or something like that.
They'll pop up.
If this new Final Fantasy is like that, I won't want to play it. I wouldn't want to play it.
I think that's what they're running problems into because they're developing it like crap. We can't get over this. There's this. Oh my gosh, there's this. I think they're continually having problems with the style of game that they want to do, and they are pushing this thing to the max. But I just don't think they just don't have the manpower and they don't have the time. Like obviously. They're running, I mean, how many years? There's people that are calling this vaporware. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't going to release. I mean, I have a buddy of mine, Andre. He's like, he doesn't care. He doesn't want to hear about Final Fantasy Versus because he was so excited for it, and it's been how many years now? I mean, that's one of the reasons why he bought his PS3. They announced it in 2006, before the PS3 was even out. That's one of the reasons why he bought it, and it never came out. A whole generation goes by and it never came out. So, maybe you're right.
Well, they gave Andre lightning returns.
He's done with Final Fantasy, which is, I didn't even play Final Fantasy 13 2, and I'm not gonna play Lightning Returns. I'm not buying Square Enix's crap. Anyway, so we're gonna move on to the main topic here. We're gonna discuss the Xbox 360, the Xbox 720, and how that we put an article up. It might lock.
Same thing like Sony wanted to do with their PS4.
Yeah, so once you get a game, you need like an activation code. And it locks it to that one console. So basically, effectively ending used game sales.
All I'm saying is, in a nutshell, you will kill used game sales, and
you'll kill GameStop.
You'll kill GameStop. I think that'll actually put a big dent in the gaming industry as general. I mean, because you think about it. I mean, we've discussed before. How many times have you lent a game to a friend?
Yeah.
Because honestly, and this is me too. I mean, I'm all for I know certain games when they come out, I know they're going to be like Aliens, Colonial Marines. I don't need to rent that game. I know it's going to be good. I'm going to play it. Mm-hmm. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and account. I didn't have to rent it. I don't need to try it out or demo. No, I know it's going to be good. There are other games that maybe for example, say Crysis 3, or Darksiders 2 when it first came out. It's like, you know what? Yeah, it looks cool, but I don't want to spend $60 and then be tied to the game. So I'm going to rent it, borrow it from a friend, whatever, for a few days. Check it out. And if I like it, I will throw $60 in and go buy it. If I don't like it, I give it back to my friend. It's not my kind of game. What the 720 is trying to do with it locks you, it's like Like that. If we want to do a throwdown, I gotta bring my 720 and Call of Duty and Halo and everything else.
Or use upload your maybe you could upload your gamer profile and then they'll know that this is your game and then you can put it on. I mean, I don't know.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
It's a stupid idea.
And all I can say is if Sony and Microsoft both do this, it'll launch the Wii U into the heavens above because the Wii U will just be sitting about like, hey, my games, you don't lock them into my console. You can put them in anyone else's Wii U.
I just think that this whole thing, I think it's a bad idea. I understand what they're trying to do because game developers don't get the money from used game sales, but they also have to realize that a lot of people trade in their games to get new games. A lot of people trade in their games to get systems. When I got the Wii U, I couldn't afford to drop $400 plus games. I had to trade in some stuff. Traded in some old games that I don't use, and they give you extra credit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that made me buy the Wii U. Nintendo wants that. You know, like PS4, I mean, it might be $500. That's a lot of money for some people. That's rent. That's food. I mean, if you can trade in some stuff and get promotions to help you buy systems or help you buy new games, that should not be an enemy of the gaming industry. Because as the sales show, people are still buying games. There are some declines here and there, but the gaming industry is a multi-billion-dollar business. Games are selling. Games are still selling. You know, Microsoft needs to be more worried about other things than that.
Locking games to consoles. I
think it's a bad idea. It's hard. It would be also for like tournaments. Like, what if somebody's trying to have like a tournament? How would that even work? Yeah, I mean, people need to do.
Everyone. I want you to sign up. Bring your 720
exactly. If you lock it, I mean, that's how game tournaments work. They bring a bunch of consoles from other people. People bring the games, and it'd be hard to do anything really in tournament play and stuff like that. So there might have to be like special restrictions Microsoft would issue, but I mean it's it's getting to the point to it's
why would you want to do all that? I mean my thing is, like I said, you will kill used game sales. Gamestop.
You'll kill new sales.
Yeah,
I think you'll kill some. You'll lose out on new sales.
And you will also, like I said, you will hurt the gaming industry because you get. I don't really want to say casual gamers, but you'll get gamers that go, so what? I gotta buy that, and then say I don't like that game. I can't trade it in.
Yep, you're screwed.
You're screwed.
Yeah.
And then with the console prices going up, I'm assuming the game prices are going up.
They could.
You know, I can easily see a $60 to $70 jump in the next generation.
It could. I hope they don't, but we're just gonna have one of those things. I mean, a wait and see approach. You know, we just have to wait and see. I hope this won't happen, but if it does, then it does. I mean, like I said, I'm kind of at this point to where I know any of this stuff could very well happen. I know it's a big concern of Microsoft and Sony. They look at their game sales and they think that they should have more.
Well, my thing is like I said, the Halo players, the Call of Duty players, the God of War players, the Uncharted players, they will still buy those games, no problem, because they know they're going to be good, okay? But, like I said, you buy a Crysis 3, a Fallout, a Final Fantasy, whatever, and it's like, this game sucks, I don't want to play it, I can't do nothing about it, I've lost money. So in turn, now, even if a new Call of Duty comes out, even if a new Halo comes out, it's like, you know what? It's Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy can be bad, right? Oh no, this one sucked. So how do I know this Halo doesn't suck? How do I know this Call of Duty doesn't suck? I'm not going to spend my money on that. I'm going to keep my money.
People are going to be a little bit more pretentious on buying games
because they're not going to want to buy them.
Because they can't sell it to a friend, they can't sell it online, on eBay or anything. They can't do anything with it once they bought it, so why even take the risk? It's gonna, definitely less risks are going to be taken. You know what I'm saying? Like, less risks are definitely going to be taken, you know?
And like I said, through all this, the Wii U will be sitting right there, you know. And
I don't really have anything good to say about the Wii U right at this point. I'm not saying anything good or bad on the system. All I'm saying is I would just say this: we're gonna have a wait and see approach with the Wii U. There's so much hate going on with it right now, and there's so many people that are just all of a sudden everybody's turning into Michael Pachter. I mean, it's just one of those things where I'm like, I don't even want to talk. I don't want to talk about it. I'm done defending it. I'm done. I don't care. I already know what Nintendo's going to do. I already know what games are coming out for the thing, and I already know they're going to be good. So I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything to say on it right now. So that'll be that. But I see what you're saying. The Wii U can play whatever games it wants to play. So that will be a benefit to it. I'll say that. I will say that. So let's go ahead. We're gonna move on. We have one user question here in the last part, and J Puff has written. He asked us, "What are our top 5 favorite games of all time? All systems."
All systems.
And
all
no
time.
consecutive series, so like we can't name like COD Modern Warfare 2 or like COD Black Ops or whatever. It has to be
you
just
can't
like
put Modern Warfare
game.
2 and Black Ops. You can't pick those two. It
Yeah.
has to be one game per franchise.
You want to go ahead and go first? You probably thought about it a little bit more than me.
There's so
Just
many good
don't.
games.
You don't have to put it in order. Just put out 5
I'll
out
just
there.
throw it out there.
Yeah.
Call of Duty Black Ops, the first one.
Okay.
I like Black Ops 2, but you know what? Black Ops 1, it's a great game and it holds sentimental value to me because that's really like the first game that I started playing competitively online.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've played online before,
Mhm.
but when when I didn't get serious about playing online, it was COD Black Ops that was there, because I tried Modern Warfare 2 online and I was like, but Black Ops, I was there. I was playing, and I wanted to play, and I forced myself to play harder and to learn new strategies, and so sentimentally, that's why it's one of the best games of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping back a couple generations, actually, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time for the N64.
It's a good game.
That I can play that game any day of the week, and it still strikes me as. It was great. The graphics were a little slow to say the least. But it was
20 frames per second.
Yeah, but
It was good for its time. Though.
Yeah, for its time, it was great. You went from 2D plane to now you're 3D open world. To me, the graphics look kind of like with the Ganon fight and the Ganondorf. That was actually pretty cool. And then, freaking at the end where it was a good story, good game.
So what's your third game on the list? Moving on.
Third game, I would probably have to throw it, going even farther back, the very first Castlevania for NES. One of the hardest.
Hardest game.
One of the hardest, but it was a good game, and they kept it simple, and that's what makes it a great game. Is it's not overcomplicated. It's like, look, you whip candles, you get hearts, you get items, and your hearts are your ammo.
And
that's it. You jump and you avoid enemies.
That makes sense. So, fourth game, kind of narrowing it down here.
Fourth game, I'd probably say Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Melee, GameCube.
GameCube.
Great game.
And the only reason I would pick Melee over Brawl is a little bit too slow for me in terms of, not the gameplay, the graphics and all that, but it's just everyone flies in the air a little too slow for me. Like freaking in Melee, and you jump up, you're coming down like a rock.
Physics are a little
the
different.
physics of the game are a lot quicker, if you would, And, I remember like when the game first came out, they had them, I remember it was at Sam Goody at the mall.
I remember that story.
Yeah. They had a little, in the very back corner, they had a GameCube set up by the games with Super Smash Bros. Melee. And me and my brother, every time we went to the mall, my mom and dad knew where to find me and him because we'd be back there playing the game. Playing Smash Bros. Melee.
Great game. So let's go ahead and let's move on to the last game here.
My favorite game of all time.
All time. He's going to give us an all-timer here.
All time. I don't know. There's a lot of great games. It's just... I would probably say my most favorite game of all time, for all the right reasons, would be... I'd probably say Super Mario 64.
Mario 64. A lot of people's favorite game of all time.
Mario 64 because of its Revolution-style gameplay. How it's 3D, there's different missions, and the thing about it is now that when I go back and play it, I can challenge myself to be like, okay, I want to beat this mission constantly running, or, just simple, not really simple, but like I want to, instead of just long jumping, I want to triple jump over this, or I want to defeat this boss in X amount of time, whatever, and it's a great game. I mean, freaking the final fight with Bowser is probably one of the more epic things I've seen in my life. I mean, where you're freaking having to throw him across the map into the bombs, and you know, at the end you freaking fly off into the...
It's pretty cool. It's pretty epic, I gotta admit. I do like the ending of that game.
And then freaking, I mean, the metal caps, I mean, there was the introduction of different caps, like the invisible cap, the wing cap, the metal cap. And
right on the turtle shell was pretty cool.
Yeah, right on the turtle shell, but you didn't get to do that very often.
Yeah, that's true. But it was still cool.
Yeah, when you did get to do it, it was awesome.
Did it in the first level.
Yeah, but yeah, I would say my favorite game of all time, Super Mario 64, because it's just a great game. I mean,
good list. I'm gonna go over my favorite games of all time. But I'd probably say the first one that I put. It's no particular order. I'll give you my favorite game of all time, but I'd probably say Mass Effect 1 and 2. I'm bundling them together. Screw it. Because it's not too good. Mass Effect 1 and 2 bundled together, that experience, knowing that you're going to... Like, I've never done that before in a game, where you get a game and you know it's going to transfer over. You're making these decisions that are vital, and they transfer over to the next game. That was, in my opinion, so innovative, and still nobody else does it. There's still not companies that do that a lot, and especially in big-budget main games. So yeah, I'd probably say Mass Effect 1 and 2, just the complexity. Mass Effect 2 is just awesome. So those are probably my first one. My next game would be... Man, so many good games.
I know, I had the same problem.
Yeah.
They all come flashing through all at once.
Yeah, I would probably say Donkey Kong Country Returns. I absolutely love that game on the Wii. It is just really good. I love the original, but the Wii Retro just said... Let me show you guys how to do something here. And it's hard, it's fast, 60 frames a second, it's co-op, it's fluid. I mean, absolutely love it. So, Donkey Kong Country Returns. Next game would probably be, another hard one.
We're getting down to the wire
here.
Yeah,
we're getting down. I mean, it's hard to just say one game, but I'd probably say like Pokemon.
Just a series?
Just Pokemon, because they're all the same.
Yeah, I think Pokemon would have to be the...
They have these little under-the-hood changes that I'm not gonna talk about right here. I'm a very hardcore Pokemon, but I would just say Pokemon. I'll just say Red and Blue, just for this discussion. Pokemon Red and Blue, amazing. Like I said, revolutionary, and it's not done very often.
Gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all, and it's not done very often. There's not a lot of games like Pokemon out there. It's one of a kind, kind of. So, Pokemon... Next game would probably be getting down. This is number 4, right?
Yeah.
Getting down to the wire here. Next game would probably have to be Super Mario 3. I love that game. I can't tell you how many times I beat that game. I've beat it a million times, and I love it. So I don't need to say anything else about Mario 3. Yeah. And probably my favorite game of all time.
Drum roll.
Would probably be Chrono Trigger on the Super Nintendo. That just defines the essence for me of RPG. That is just everything it did. Like I said, all the games that I put on this all-time list are all kind of revolutionary games, like that were things that people don't do. You know, where you just don't see it. In Chrono Trigger back then, multiple difficulties, like 15. Super Nintendo game. There's games that don't do that now.
Yeah, you usually get 4 or 5.
Yeah, you usually get 4, and they all suck. Chrono Trigger, some awesome surprises. Huge world. Awesome story. One of the best stories ever. Time traveling. It is just a battle system that's so complex. Even today, it beats battle systems of today with all the power and all this stuff, the other things. Chrono Trigger's battle system stands the test of time. It is still awesome. You know, even like how it wasn't a perfect game, but it was at the same time. Like, for instance, like, you even look at the box art. The person, I think it's the chick, she's doing the wrong type of magic that she can't even do to go to Chrono's sword. so they even made a mistake on the box art. But it's still awesome. It's such a great game, and we got Chrono Trigger and we got Chrono Cross, and Chrono Cross wasn't like Chrono Trigger, and that's all we've gotten in the franchise. We got a couple of remakes, iPhone, all that crap, DS, but we haven't gotten a sequel. So Square Enix, man, Stop funding
Lightning
returns and put that money towards Chrono Trigger. Put that money towards an eShop and PSN and Xbox 3. Put that money. I guarantee you it'd sell. So that's my favorite game of all time, Chrono Trigger. Awesome game. Play it if you have it. For you youngsters out there, go play Chrono Trigger if you can.
Yeah. For all you young kids that ask your mom and dad to buy Halo 5 or Call of Duty, ask your mom and dad to buy you Chrono Trigger.
Get some Chrono Trigger
or
in your
some
life.
Castlevania or something like that. Define gaming, please.
So that pretty much wraps up the show here. We had an interesting discussion of all topics. Once again, if you want to send in any questions that you have to us, just go ahead and send them into francis@playeressence.com, or you can send them into questions@playeressence.com, or you can just write a message on the website under something. I'll see it and I'll answer your questions. Or if you have something on YouTube, you can give us questions on YouTube. Or on Twitter, wherever you want to do that. And also look forward to new videos next week. We're going to have Aliens Colonial Marines in studio, Hero the Impaler, and I think I'm going to have a copy too. We are going to be tearing through some co-op in that game. So stay tuned for that. Crisis 3 comes out February 19th.
Week after.
Yeah, week after. So be ready for some more, some Crisis 3. Hero's going to be handling that. And as far as what I'm going to be doing, I have some surprises. We're going to be moving pretty soon here into our new studio, and it's actually going to look really cool. So be ready for that. It's going to be in a couple weeks. We're going to be moving into a new studio.
You bought Sony's headquarters?
I did. Yeah, I bought Sony's headquarters. We're going to be moving into Sony's old building. That's how well Playeressence is doing.
One day we will.
So we are going to be moving. We're going to have a new headquarters. So if we don't have a show like within the next week or two, that'll be the reason why, because of the moving process. But we're going to try to get something out no matter what. So
I'll throw something in to hold you over.
Yeah, to hold us over. So just be aware. I can't pinpoint a date, but that is definitely going to happen. And remember, once we hit 1 million hits, which we're actually getting close to. Once we get 1 million total unique visitors, those shades are coming off. If you ever wanted to see Hero's eyes, and like I tell you, it's
quite a view.
It's quite a view when he takes off those sunglasses. So continue to support the site and check out all our articles and tell your friends about it. We really appreciate all the work that you guys are doing, and we're working hard to provide a good site that provides some interesting opinions on the gaming industry. So that's the end of the episode here. Once again, I'm Furious Francis, Hero the Impaler, and we are up in PS4, PS4, Xbox 720 out of here.